Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 8th. This week, we're going to just jump right in here, Capricorn. I'm going to be doing like a modified Celtic cross, basically. It's just a Celtic cross. I just happen to lay out the cards in a different order, and the cards kind of represent something different than a typical Celtic cross, but we'll cover that when we get to each card here, Capricorn. But Capricorn, I like where this is going. To me, I don't know if I should say the words that are popping into my head here, Capricorn, but the words that are popping into my head are pulling your head out of your you-know-what. So I'm not going to say that. That seems rude to me here, Capricorn, but, again, I feel like there's some clarity, right? There's a great deal of clarity coming in for you here. So I like that. It's actually a good card. You start off here in the bottom position. The difference with this Celtic cross is we start here in the bottom foundation position. We go up, then we go over here, and then we go across to here, then we go up here. So it's a little bit, again, it's a little bit different. But the foundation position, you have the Nine of Swords. I do feel like there are some worries. Weird month for you, just the entire month of November, Capricorn. Looking at your astrology, I don't think it's a bad month at all. I just think it's a little bit flat for you, just looking at your astrology, like I said. I could see how maybe there might be some uncomfortable moments as well, especially, if you're watching this on I think this will be posted on the 3rd, on the day of the moon. So if you're watching this on the 3rd, could be a little bit of weird energy for you on that day. So I would just kind of take it slow, be kind to yourself, all those other good things, because you might just be feeling a little off. I feel like you just need to know that it's just a day, right? Weird. This moon is weird. I particularly, I don't like it. Just in general, the energy, I could see how there's some weirdness going on. I would be extremely careful of miscommunications as well. Again, obviously, if you're watching this on the 8th, then sorry, but it's probably already passed. But again, you could still be dealing with the energy, I would say. And really, technically, until the end of the month. So I would be careful of your words. I would be careful of miscommunications. I would, this isn't something you have to worry about. I wouldn't be paranoid about this. I would just think about it, It's like if someone tells you something you feel weird, I would just put it on pause and be like, okay, is this real? Do I really need to worry about this? Or is it just like an illusion? Or is this something that is going to pass? I feel like you could be having some of those moments, Capricorn. The only, as I always say, the only reason I know this is because I have a crap ton of Capricorn in my chart as well. So I'm always looking at Capricorn's astrology. And, and I'm definitely feeling it. I would just be very careful of your communications and the things that you say to people as well. But again, not something you should be paranoid about. Next, in your current energies, you have the Eight of Cups. Pretty much every single sign has had the Eight of Cups in their readings. Again, doesn't really surprise me. I feel like a lot of you could just be kind of like walking away from things that no longer serve you. And you could be walking away from things that you just no longer need. It's kind of like one of those weird things. I feel like this is something that you've been dealing with for a very long period of time. What I would say to you is that it wouldn't really surprise me if some of you, even at the beginning of the year, right, as we get into 2022, you might have some sort of significant belief change. We even see the Hierophant down in this bottom corner over here, Capricorn. And what I would say is that just looking at your astrology, again, some of you, it's like there might be a deep belief that comes into question. Could even be religious if you happen to be religious. Could be some other type of belief, right? But it's probably something very deep. And it wouldn't surprise me if between now and the end of the year that there are some deep questions. Could be about astrology, right? Totally get it. I love astrology, but don't get me wrong. I think that some people take it too seriously, almost, right? So you could have these questions about some sort of belief. And this could have you walking away from a belief as well. This could have you, leaving a church or, again, it doesn't have to be religious. It could be anything that you believe deeply. It could have you changing your mind about something. And then by the end of the year, the end of 2022, as we get into 2023, it's probably going to bring you to some sort of new belief where you actually fit in much, much better. Whatever the belief is, it doesn't really matter. But it might be just like a weird year. I don't think it's going to be uncomfortable. I don't think it's going to be bad. But I think you just need to realize that it's okay that things change. You don't have to believe the same things for your whole entire life. Even in the area of your hopes and fears, we have the Page of Wands. It's like Page of Wands is just that expectation. It's that excited expectation or whatever you want to call it. It's like he's he wants to go on a journey. He wants to go explore new things in his life, but he's like a little bit nervous. He's a little bit, he's feeling a little bit anxious. I always tell people, if you're feeling anxious, like, back in the day, I was in this like cycle where I was getting really anxious about things. I was feeling like a lot of anxiety and things like that. And one thing that changed for me is I started saying, this is excitement. I started saying, I'm excited. I'm not anxious, right? I just changed the word. Obviously, anxiety is very real. I'm not, discounting it if you have anxiety, but I am saying if you're just like thinking about doing something and you're feeling anxious about it, I would just change the word to, I'm excited, because that's kind of like the Page of Wands. I always say he kind of reminds me of like joyous expectation. We should be happy in our expectation of whatever journey we're about to go on with the Page of Wands. And I do feel that the Page of Wands is specifically asking you to do that here, Capricorn. I feel like it'll just make things better. I feel like it'll make you feel better. And I feel like it'll kind of make you feel like you can kind of conquer the world here with this card. Next, in your past and present, this is a combination of both energies here, Capricorn. You have the Chariot. For some reason, I'm seeing you like looking back. I feel like this is a good thing. I feel like you need to, I would go as far as writing things down here, Capricorn. But what I'm talking about is like your accomplishments. I feel like you need to look back at all the things you have accomplished. I feel like you need to write those things down. For some reason, as we get more into the future here, which I'll show you in a second, there might be a need for you to like recall those things. I think that's a good trick as well, is like if you're ever doubting yourself, if you're ever feeling like you can't accomplish something, like if you have a list of all your accomplishments, or even better, if you have like a notebook of all the things you have accomplished and you can just look at that and say, wow, like this is amazing, then, really, really helpful. There's a book called Write It Down, Make It Happen. And in that book, she has like I think she calls it like a compliment journal or something like that, Capricorn, where you write down anytime someone gives you a compliment, you write it in your journal and like in a quote, and then you put the person's name, right? I have a compliment journal, and to me, it's super helpful. To me, kind of like looking at all the nice things people have said to you over the years, like after a long period of time, you collect a lot of compliments. It's like when some dingus in public says something mean to you, you can look at your compliment journal. You can be like, you know what, that person is clearly wrong, because I got like a million people that have said nice things about me. So like all those things are popping into my head here with the Chariot for some reason in your past position. Not really what the Chariot represents, but what I would say to you, Capricorn, is I feel like that would be a very good trick for you at this time. Like kind of looking back at nice things people have said to you, looking at your past accomplishments, because I do feel like there are going to be things that pop up here in the future where you're kind of like selling yourself a little bit short. And I feel like this reading is like saying, no, you need to look at like everything you can do, because it's like you've already done things that are harder than whatever's coming in for you, plain and simple. Your crossing energy here, again, in this reading, we go a little bit backwards. So we go up and over instead of just looking at the crossing energy right away here, Capricorn. But your crossing energy is the Three of Pentacles. I say this to you every single reading I do for you, Capricorn. Teamwork makes the dream work. Again, if you're going to be starting a project, working on a project, if you're going to be starting a business, anything like that, I feel like teamwork is going to be extremely important for you. The problem with the Three of Pentacles is like having the idea, and maybe even being partially done. There are 3 pentacles at the top of the Three of Pentacles, and they form a fire triangle. Right below it here, there is a water triangle. And the water triangle could mean like maybe you have started a business, but maybe it's kind of just like, it is what it is. Maybe it's in this position where it's not really growing. It's not getting to the next level. Same thing in a relationship as well. It's like you could have a relationship, but maybe you're at this point where you're water triangle. A water triangle is like having a dream, having an idea, which we see right here in your reading, Page of Cups energy, right? So it's like we see that some of you could have these plans, ideas, goals, whatever you want to call them. But they're like more of in your imagination. A water triangle is something that exists out here. It exists in the ether, but it needs to be brought down to earth. These 2 people could represent other people that can help you, could represent teamwork, could also represent following a solid plan. It's like sometimes I feel that if we're trying to work on something like a project or a business, if we have like a model to follow, if we have something we can look at and say, okay, I know this worked because it worked for someone else, then I can just, you're not copying anything. You're just kind of like modeling maybe your business, your project after something else that's been successful. It's like when we have a model, I think that can be a good thing, because then we it's like we have something to work with. We can build like a framework, right? And then we can work off of that. So some of you, I feel like I'm getting a lot of stuff here, Capricorn. Some of you, I feel like you need to go look for a model. It's like I feel like you have a business idea, job idea, whatever, and I feel like there is a model that exists, and I feel like you need to go find it. I feel like it could be free, right? It maybe just a little bit of research, a little bit of dirty work, right? Could be a good thing for you here. The other thing is, Three of Pentacles could say another person could help you. So there might be people who can help you, kind of form these things. Three of Pentacles also says don't take things too seriously. The lady on the card there, she's got polka dots on her cloak, in that orange-red cloak there. And polka dots in the tarot say, like, don't take things too seriously. It's like, well, yeah, life is serious and everything like that, but we need to make sure we're playing. We need to make sure we're having fun. And even in projects as well, the Three of Pentacles, she kind of represents the fact that it's like, again, if you're following a model, it's like you might want to try something new. You might want to try something off the wall. You might want to try something that's like a little bit different that nobody's done before, because it just might be so crazy that it works. And I'm kind of getting that feeling from your reading here. I'm getting the whole so crazy it just might work type of vibe off the entire reading is what I would say to you. Next, in the area of your near future, you have the Queen of Cups. I kind of feel like you're just feeling very well taken care of, just in general. I feel like you're feeling very intuitive, and I get more of like this sense of flow in your reading. If we look at the end of your reading again, we have this Queen of Cups right here, and then we have the Page of Cups and the King of Cups in your reading. So there is like this change in the flow of the energy, and it feels really good. I feel like you're feeling taken care of, like, by the universe. It doesn't mean necessarily like the universe is just giving you everything you want, but I feel like things are moving forward, whereas maybe in the past you've been experiencing a lot of obstacles here. Next, you have the Hierophant here, and this is how things will evolve in the near future. It makes perfect sense to me. Hierophant, he has 3 levels to his crown. And so it's almost like he's wearing 3 crowns on his head. The 3 levels to the crown represent 3 stages of initiation, but it could represent 3 stages to like a project or a business or a relationship that you're getting into. And that's what's standing out to me here. It's like the first level is initiation, where it's like you get initiated into something. Second level is apprenticeship, where it's like you're learning how to do something maybe from another person, which we talked about here. And then the last stage is mastery. It's where you can kind of like do things on your own. You have passed all the tests, whatever you want to call it. So I feel like you're kind of going through this. And I feel like you might be noticing stages, on whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's business, work, a relationship, whatever. For some of you, it could be marriage coming in for you, but I don't think it's like marriage. I think that this is more referring to meeting a person that you could marry, which we see with that Page of Cups that I'll show you in just a minute. Next, in the area of any a turn of events that could be happening for you here, Capricorn, you have the Nine of Cups. Really good card. Nine of Cups says make a wish. But I do feel like there could be like some sort of lucky break that happens for you is what I'm getting on that Nine of Cups. And I do feel like it's going to be, but I feel like it's kind of like something you're wishing would happen. I do feel it's kind of like a little bit surprising as well. It's like, I think in life, it's like we do have wishful thinking, right? I am getting like this wishful thinking energy here on the Nine of Cups, where maybe you have a wish about like a relationship or a business, whatever it is that you're focusing on. And I actually feel like a wish is coming true. And I don't think that's happened for a very long time for you, Capricorn. So I would say make a wish. Next, you in the area of your future environment, you have the Page of Cups, a lot of dreaming. And I kind of feel this excitement here. We have these 2 pages in a row here. Page of Wands, Page of Cups right here. So I feel for a lot of you, there's like this excitement, and it feels very good to me. It feels very childlike to me, 2 pages. Where it's like you're dreaming, and I feel like you need to dream. I think that's an unusual place for Capricorn, maybe, is like that dream place, that place where we can imagine things or whatever. It's like, I always tell stories. Again, I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart. Like when I was a kid, I had no imagination. I was like very serious. I stopped believing Santa Claus when I was 2 years old. No joke. And I told my mom Santa wasn't real when I was like 2. And I had like no imagination as well. I was like very serious as like a very serious 2-year-old. And I was more interested in learning about like bugs and fish and stuff like that, right? Not like typical kid stuff. So I think it's like a hard place for Capricorn to be in that, maybe that dream world or that imagination space or whatever, right? Or maybe Capricorn energy is a little bit too practical or, something like that. The good news is, I feel like that's what's changing almost. It's like you're becoming more childlike, you're becoming more imaginative, and it's going to allow you to probably manifest more than you ever thought possible. Your outcome is the King of Cups. So, like, I feel like you're in a very good position. If there was ever a card that wasn't Capricorn that could represent Capricorn, I would say it's the King of Cups. You're the sea goat, but you are traditionally the crocodile in Vedic astrology. And the crocodile can go, between water and land. It's like between two things. That's kind of like the King of Cups. Like he's sitting on something very, very grounded and stable. He's sitting on a granite slab. It's meant to look very stable and solid and very secure. It's meant to look like something that has good structure as well. But he's like in the water as well. So I feel like some of you, it's like maybe you're stepping into your true Capricorn energy. Not really what the King of Cups represents. I get that, right? But what I would say is I do feel that it's almost like saying that you could be kind of mixing the two worlds together. I feel like maybe you've been very earthy for a very long period of time, but it's like you're about to have some sort of victory that is more of like a dream, more in the dream world, more a little bit unrealistic, right? So this is a good thing. I keep telling people it's like Neptune and Pisces until the end of 2025. If there was ever a time where you could accomplish something that is unrealistic, it would be right now. So go for it. With the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups here, for some reason I feel like starting here, so I read intuitively, that's where we're going to start. You have the Fool, literally a card that's saying take a leap of faith. I do feel like it's a little bit scary. There's like a lot of, I feel this major energy of you really needing to stay focused, but not like focused as in, focused on the goal. I feel like you're going to be focused on the goal. I feel like you need to be focused on the fact that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. But I feel like the battle, it's like, the battle is in your mind here, Capricorn, for whatever reason. That's what I feel this reading is saying. So it's like if you're trying to do something like build a business, I feel like there are going to be maybe times where you don't want to do it. I feel like there are going to be times where you don't want to make progress. I feel like there are going to be times where your brain is like saying, play video games, watch Netflix, don't do it. It'll be easier. Go towards the escape. I feel like the Fool is saying you need to squash that like a bug, right? With the Page of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands here. Quick success on your journey. Eight of Wands is a card of quick success and good news. I do feel like good news is coming in for you as well. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords here. I forgot to say that in the beginning, I did this spread in particular because I kept getting the word environment popping up in my readings. Your environment card is actually this one right here, the number 9 card. The Page of Cups is your environment in this Celtic cross. Your environment is very dreamy. Your environment is very imaginative, like we already talked about. And I feel like you have a lot of dreams and goals and things you want to accomplish. I feel like the Queen of Cups is talking about the protection of those things. The Nine of Swords is about having a choice. I always say Nine of Swords says you can be the bug or the windshield. You choose how your life goes, basically. And it kind of says get out of your head as well. I feel like you need to protect your thoughts at all costs here with those cards. With the Hierophant, you have the Knight of Cups here, Knight in Shining Armor, so definitely could be love coming in for you. Again, if you're meeting a person, I feel this could be a person you marry. Definitely could be a water sign here. Could be a fire sign as well. Water or fire stand out to me. Could be any sign. This is a general reading, but it could be a water or fire sign that's coming in for you here. And I would say if you're meeting a person, it's probably a person that you are going to marry here. I feel like you could be meeting this person through a friend group, Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is like social energy, so you could be meeting someone through socializing, social media, pretty much anything like that. Knight of Cups, he is also normally looking into that cup. It is my card. You've probably all heard me say it is my card of your future life. He's like looking at that cup. He's imagining the things that you could have. Very dreamy energy here. Nine of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups. So again, a lot of this Queen of Cups energy here in your reading. And again, this is the area of the turn of events in your life, is that, that Queen of Cups energy. So very interesting here, Capricorn. Very, in a very like nurturing energy. It's almost like the universe wants something for you here. It's like, I really feel you're kind of being guided and protected at this time. With the Page of Cups, the moon, like I said, with that imaginative energy, the moon is an illusion. The thing with the moon, though, is just like the three of Pentacles, we have the opportunity, if we want to bring the moon down to earth. We have the opportunity to manifest whatever our wildest dreams are. And I really feel you do. With the King of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands, passions, needing to move towards your passions, needing to move towards things you're passionate about. This is amazing. This is probably one of the better readings I've done for you in a while, Capricorn. Just because like the energy feels really good. I feel like you're really taken care of. Again, I would use some of those tricks that I told you about, like having a compliment journal, having a looking back at your past accomplishments. I would write them all down. Everything you can think of. I don't care how big or small they are. I would look at those things. It could be tying your shoes in the morning. For some people, that's an accomplishment, right? And that's not even me being a smartass, right? I'm being dead serious. If that's an accomplishment for you, then good. Is what I would say. And you should pat yourself on the back, because you start with a small thing and then you start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So, really good reading. I like this. So thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.